There's a town in the Philippines buried under volcanic mud, and people still live there. In Bacolor, entire streets, homes, and older structures disappeared beneath layers of ash and lahar after one of the largest volcanic eruptions of the 20th century. But what makes the story unusual is that the town never completely disappeared. People stayed. They rebuilt. And over time, a newer version of Bacolor slowly rose above the buried one underneath. On the surface today, Bacolor looks calm and ordinary. Vehicles move through paved roads. Schools and businesses operate normally. Residential neighborhoods continue expanding. But underneath parts of the town is an older version of Bacolor that still exists beneath hardened volcanic debris. What's interesting is that Bacolor was already historically important long before the volcanic disaster happened. During the Spanish colonial period in the Philippines, the town became one of the most prominent settlements in Pampanga. In the 1700s, after British forces occupied Manila during the 7 Years' War, Bacolor even briefly served as the provincial capital of Pampanga. Over generations, the town developed around churches, plazas, schools, and tightly connected residential communities. Like many older Philippine towns, its layout reflected centuries of gradual growth centered around religion, trade, and local governance. And this is where the story begins to shift. In 1991, Mount Pinatubo eruption erupted after remaining dormant for hundreds of years. The eruption became one of the most powerful volcanic events of the modern era. Ash clouds spread across large parts of Luzon. Entire communities were evacuated. Airports shut down. Buildings collapsed beneath heavy ashfall. But for towns like Bacolor, the most destructive phase happened after the eruption itself. What people don't realize is that volcanic disasters often continue long after the explosion ends. Heavy rains mixed with volcanic ash and debris surrounding Mount Pinatubo, creating massive flows of mud and sediment called Lahar. These Lahar flows repeatedly moved through river systems and low-lying areas in the years that followed, and Bacolor sat directly in one of the affected regions. Retention shift. And this is where the disaster became something much stranger than a normal flood. Unlike water flooding, Lahar behaves almost like wet concrete when it settles. It carries ash, rocks, volcanic debris, sand, and sediment across enormous distances. When repeated flows hit Bacolor, ground levels slowly began rising. Roads disappeared. Homes became partially buried. Public spaces vanished beneath hardened layers of volcanic material. But the detail that stands out most is this. The town was not buried all at once. The process happened gradually over multiple years. Some residents initially believed the flooding would eventually stop, and conditions would return to normal. Instead, each rainy season brought additional layers of lahar into surrounding areas. And this created scenes that looked almost unreal. First floors disappeared underground. Street signs became partially submerged. Doors stopped functioning because the outside ground level had risen too high. Some people eventually entered homes through windows or upper floors that once sat far above street level. And this part surprised even nearby communities. In certain sections of Bacolor, entire neighborhoods effectively developed a new ground surface above the older one. What people don't realize is how psychologically strange that transformation must have felt. Imagine watching familiar streets slowly disappear beneath mud over several years while daily life continues around you. Landmarks people had known their entire lives changed shape or vanished completely. Old routes became unusable. Property boundaries shifted beneath volcanic debris. Retention shift. And this is where one building became the symbol of the town's transformation. The historic San Guillermo Parish Church became internationally recognized because of what happened to it after the Lahar flows. Originally constructed during the Spanish colonial period, the church stood as one of Bacolor's most important landmarks. But after repeated Lahar flooding, large portions of the structure became buried beneath volcanic sediment. Today, only the upper section of the church remains visible above the newer ground level. What makes the church so visually striking is that its proportions no longer look normal. Windows appear unusually low. The entrance sits far below the current surface. Architectural features designed for a much taller structure now appear compressed because so much of the building remains underground. And this creates one of the strangest historical landmarks in the Philippines. Because unlike a ruined church destroyed by war or neglect, San Guillermo Church still functions. Life continued around it. Religious services continued. The building adapted along with the town itself. What people don't realize is that Bacolor could easily have become a completely abandoned disaster zone. Many towns around the world suffering that level of environmental destruction lose population permanently. But Bacolor followed a different path. Retention shift. And this is where the story becomes more about adaptation than destruction. Instead of fully abandoning the town, many residents slowly rebuilt around the changing landscape. Roads were elevated, homes were reconstructed at higher levels, new buildings rose above buried foundations. Over time, Bacolor effectively became layered, with newer development sitting above sections of the older town. And this created a strange overlap between visible and invisible history. Longtime residents still remember where older roads once existed beneath present-day streets. Some areas that appear flat today once sat several meters lower before the Lahar arrived. Older maps no longer perfectly match the current terrain because the physical geography changed so dramatically after the eruption. And this part surprised even historians. Traces of the old town still remain hidden beneath parts of the modern community. Not in the form of ancient ruins from centuries ago, but relatively recent streets, homes, and structures buried within living memory. That means Bacolor is not simply a historical site frozen in time. It's an active town built above another version of itself. What people don't realize is that disasters often reshape culture as much as geography. Families relocated within the area. Economic patterns changed. Transportation routes adapted. Community identity evolved around survival and rebuilding, and yet many traditions remained surprisingly intact. Religious celebrations continued, schools reopened, markets returned. The town adjusted rather than disappearing. Retention shift. And this is where Bacolor became one of the most unusual recovery stories in the Philippines. Because recovery here did not mean restoring everything exactly as it was before. That became impossible. Instead, recovery meant adapting to a permanently altered landscape. And in many ways, Bacolor became an example of how communities survive long-term environmental transformation not through dramatic moments, but through slow adjustment over many years. Today, visitors passing through the town may notice elevation changes, unusual building proportions, or roads sitting higher than older structures nearby. But many do not immediately realize why the landscape feels slightly different. Underneath parts of modern Bacolor is a buried version of the town that still physically exists beneath layers of volcanic debris. And perhaps that's the most fascinating part of the story. When people imagine buried places, they often think about abandoned ancient cities discovered centuries later. But Bacolor is different. This is not an abandoned archaeological site. It's a living town where daily life continued above buried streets and submerged foundations. Children grew up above neighborhoods that no longer existed at surface level. Families rebuilt homes over altered terrain. Entire sections of local history became physically hidden beneath the modern landscape. And today, many residents drive across roads without fully realizing how much of the older town still sits underneath them. Did you know there's a place in the Philippines where part of the original town still survives underground beneath the modern one?